Welcome to another edition of the Simpson Storm Coaches Show. I am Zach James. We were joined here today by head wrestling coach Clint Manny. Coach, how we doing?
Doing well.
You guys have had a couple of meets this past couple of days. One at Luther on Thursday and then hosting an invitational out here. Could you assess how those two meets went?
Yeah, I think obviously our guys got a real taste of the Iowa Conference here in the last week. Wrestling, having number 1 Wartburg in our gym, having number 3 Co, and then top 20 team in Luther on Thursday. So we definitely got a tough test, but then also we realize now that's where our goals are at, and that's what we need to do. That's what we're going to work towards, getting to that level of competition.
What does it mean for the program to improve 6 spots in the Invitational?
I think it's, again, a testament to our depth, a testament to the work ethic the guys have had in the off-season and in our preseason, and then actually getting to get out on the mat and test themselves again against some of the best teams. But it is an improvement. I think from our coaching staff and any guy involved in our program, it wasn't really what we were going out to accomplish. We were looking more at individual effort, and I mean, we had a couple guys wrestle well, but it's nowhere near. We didn't reach any of our goals on Saturday. We'll put it that way. So we've got a lot of work to do before we're able to really hang our hat on any accomplishments. But it was an improvement. So looking at it on a positive side, we did improve from last year, but we definitely have room for a lot of improvement.
Is there one individual that stands out to you in these past couple of meets?
Not necessarily. I think we've had some guys do some great things, and then the next outing, it's not so good. So we've really got to find that consistent effort, the consistency, which with the young team, it's hard to find that. But again, with more experience and continuing to reevaluate and then practice those things that we're struggling with, and it's a long season, but definitely some glimpses of some good things. But we need to get our nose to the grindstone and get back to work for this week, for sure.
How do you improve that inconsistency in the mat room?
I think it's all between the ears for our guys. You know, we came out against a tough Cornell team, wrestled really tough, wrestled that weekend pretty well down at Co. But I think it's our guys just got stretched pretty thin, and it's hard to come every single week and be wrestling the top kids in the country every single week. But I think, again, with consistent practice and that experience, I think is a huge plus for our guys. So hopefully every single outing is a learning experience for us. And I think if we can just focus on keeping a good attitude and working our tails off, then good things are going to happen.
You guys have a couple of pretty cool trips coming up this winter break. One to Las Vegas and one to Massachusetts. Why did you pick those 2 locations to go compete?
Well, we're on a alternating basis where last year we were in Florida, now this year we're going to Vegas. The Vegas trip is more of a dual setting, whereas the trip to Florida has traditionally been an invitational setting. From a team building standpoint, I think a dual setting is much better for us. So we may not be the best dual team in the country right now, but again, to be able to have everybody mat side, rooting each other on, and your focus is on your individual match, but most importantly, it's on the team. So I think the dual setting out in Vegas would be a great learning experience. Again, trying to develop a team atmosphere, and really looking forward to that dual tournament out there. The Williams trip is again an alternating trip where Williams was here and wrestled in our tournament last year. Now we fly out to wrestle in their invitational. And that's a great opportunity to wrestle teams that we never see before, and a good way to kind of gauge where we're at outside of the Iowa Conference, where we can look and see that maybe we're wrestling some really good competition every week at home, but we can go elsewhere and compete with some good teams across the country.
Now, this may not be a fair question to ask, but what's the caliber of D3 wrestling up in the Northeast compared to here in the Iowa Conference?
There used to be a huge discrepancy. Honestly, I think the Iowa Conference has proven itself historically to be the toughest conference, but it's really starting to even out. I truly believe that Division III has really gained strength out in the Northeast, and they're pretty proud of what they've got out there. I would like to say that we could go out there and clean house, but there's some good kids out there and some good teams and good coaches, and so we got to be ready to wrestle when we show up there on at Williams here next week.
And I'm sure they will be. Coach,
Yes.
good luck in the next few weeks. For the Simpson Storm Coaches Show, I'm Zach James.